By the end of this video, you will 100% know which one of these hosting companies are right for you. Now, one dirty little secret is of these main hosting companies, only 3 are recommended by WordPress themselves. And as an added bonus, I have special discounted prices for all these companies, and I'll share that with you later in this video. But first, let's go over the pros and cons of each of these platforms, starting with SiteGround. The first pro of SiteGround is it's the easiest of all the different platforms to set up a WordPress website. It's so easy, I even used it for the tutorial video I did on how to set up WordPress. It's also one of only 3 companies that are recommended by WordPress themselves to host WordPress websites, which is a pretty big deal. It also has good pricing and really reliable service. It has a really high uptime. They also have fast service and good customer support, and as an added bonus, it comes with a free SSL certificate. Now, there are some cons with SiteGround. One of the biggest cons is that it is a mid-priced hosting platform. It's not the cheapest platform out there, but it's also definitely not one of the more expensive platforms. Another con is that it has upload limits. So if you do want to have a website that's going to have a lot of high resolution images and videos and things like that, SiteGround may not be the best platform for you. BLUEHOST is another one of the 3 websites that WordPress recommends for hosting WordPress websites. And one of the pros with BLUEHOST is it's actually one of the more popular hosting companies out there. Now, here's a dirty little secret about BLUEHOST. Part of the reason it's one of the more popular ones is because they have a very generous affiliate program. But still, that's something to keep in mind when considering BLUEHOST versus the other hosting platforms. A big con with BLUEHOST, though, is I think it's overpriced. Now, I do have the updated pricings down below in the links. You can check. Usually, SiteGround's a little bit cheaper than BLUEHOST, and I think SiteGround has better service, but ultimately, it's up to you. We still have a lot more platforms to cover. Next up is GoDaddy, and do not go with GoDaddy. GoDaddy's great for buying domain names, but they spend most of their money on advertising and things like that, and they try to get people in to buy a domain name and try to get them to upgrade to hosting services, but their hosting is not good, it's not that reliable, and it's honestly just very overpriced. A2 Hosting has some of the fastest server times out there, so if speed's important to you, this might be a good option. But on the con side, they have poor uptime, which means there's a higher percentage chance that you're gonna have issues with your website. In fact, they're not the most reliable. Recently, they got hacked and a lot of their websites went down. That being said, they still had more than 99% uptime, which means that most of the time you'd not have any issues with your website, but it's something to keep in mind. HostGator is actually owned by the same parent company that owns BLUEHOST, but one of the benefits with BLUEHOST is it's actually recommended by WordPress. HostGator is not, but to be honest, they're pretty similar, and sometimes HostGator is a little bit cheaper. Again, I have updated pricing in the links down below. They change their prices all the time. They're kind of constantly competing. Even though they're owned by the same parent company, the prices fluctuate. But for me personally, I like BLUEHOST better, as I said, because they are recommended by WordPress, they're more reliable and better customer support. WP Engine is unlike any of the other hosting companies we've talked about. They have the fastest servers, they're the most reliable, they have the best uptime, and the best customer support. But a big con is you're going to pay for it. They are 10 times the price of any of the other hosting companies. So if your WordPress website is very, very, very important to you and you want to make sure nothing goes wrong and you're willing to pay for it, WP Engine might be a good option. I personally would never go with WP Engine. All the other hosting companies we've talked about so far also have great customer support, but WP Engine does take it to that next level. InMotion is another popular hosting company. To be honest with you, I don't really see any pros with them. Their speed and uptime was pretty mediocre, and they're about double the price of all the different hosting companies we've talked about so far. Next up is Hostinger, and the big pro with them is they are the cheapest platform out there. But the big con as well is you get what you pay for. And I personally would not trust my website with this company, but if money is really tight for you, this may be a good option. Again, there's links down below for the pricing if you want to check it out, but I personally would not go with this company. Last up on our list of top 10 hosting companies is DreamHost. And DreamHost, one of the big pros for them is they are the last of the 3 companies that are recommended by WordPress. But to be honest with you, that's probably the only really big pro I see with them. They have the same features of all the other hosting companies we've talked about so far, and they're more expensive than SiteGround or BLUEHOST, so I personally do not see any reason to go with DreamHost. Now it's time to announce a winner, and the truth is, I think it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for the fastest hosting company out there, you have A2 Hosting. If you're looking for the cheapest hosting company, you should go with Hostinger. Now, the first hosting company I ever signed up for was BLUEHOST, which I think is a fine option. It's a good option, but if I were to do it over again, I would 100% go with SiteGround. And I have recently signed up with SiteGround, and I have to say it's the easiest platform to use, and it's cheaper than BLUEHOST. So to me, it's a no-brainer. SiteGround is the winner. And as I said, I do have the hookup. I have special discounted prices, so check the links down below and up above. And if you do use one of my links to sign up, as a thank you, I'll give you a free 30-minute consultation session. So take the next step, click the links below, sign up for a platform. Again, I recommend SiteGround, but pick the platform that is best for you. Starting a WordPress website was one of the best things I ever did. I hope I helped you make a better decision today, and I hope you get started on your journey.